real estate agents. Welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga. He is the preacher man. How's it going, Joey?
Pretty crazy today.
Is it?
Crazy. Yeah, lots of things going on.
You're always crazy.
Well, that's true.
Hey, we want to thank our sponsors of the show, Security Title Agency and Fidelity National Home Warranty. Always do a great job. And we have some amazing guests in the house with us today. Well, from afar, that is Annette and Jason Holmes at United Brokers Group. Welcome, Annette and Jason. How are you doing?
Hey.
Doing well.
Doing good. Doing good.
Good. Well, I guess let's get started with how long you guys have been in real estate so that we can let the agents know that are watching or listening. And then what really compelled you to get into this business?
I'll go first. So I got in real estate back in 2010, and I actually got my real estate license because at the time Jason was in law school, and I had nothing to do on the evenings and the weekends, and I thought it might be a good kind of second job, second income, a hobby to keep me busy. And I did it for about 3 or 4 months, and I realized I loved it and I could do it full time. And so I quit my full-time salary job while Jason was in law school, not making any money, jumped in with both feet, and that's all she wrote. I had to sell homes, and I did. So, but I love homes. I love people. So it was kind of a natural.
You even love Mr. Holmes.
Look at you.
I always say it works out great about 85% of the time.
We work
together. Yeah. So the reason I got into it is I was in the Navy for 14 years, joined right out of high school, got back kind of, I wouldn't say floundering around, but trying to kind of find my way. And I was a financial advisor at Merrill Lynch. Markets blew up in 2008. One thing led to another. Next thing I know, I was in law school, graduated from law school in 2012, and actually got hired on as a prosecutor at Maricopa County Attorney's Office doing white collar crime. And did that for about 3 years, and that whole time Annette was doing real estate, and I'd go with her on showings and just kind of pay attention to it. Yeah, it's like, well, because a lot of times that's the only time I got to see her on the weekends is if I went with her to showings and stuff. And she started getting so busy about 5 years ago that we were talking about her hiring an assistant, and that's when the light bulb kind of went off. Just because I was so busy, high stress, working as an attorney. So we kind of looked at the numbers and how many more houses we need to sell a year to replace my income. And it just made sense. And couldn't be more happier with the decision to do that, to leave my job as an attorney and team up with her, because it's just been fantastic. It kind of calls on all of my skill sets, both as having the finance background, that attorney kind of mindset with attention to detail, negotiations and things like that. And I love that in this business, you truly do have no limits and can get rewarded for hard work. So.
Absolutely. No, that's great. I was going to ask that question with your finance and legal background. That do you handle most of the contract part of it, right?
Actually, no.
So it's actually kind of interesting because most of the time I would say I'm usually out in the field. I handle all of our showings. I attend all the inspections. I do all the final walkthroughs. So I'm probably out in the field more often than Annette. So a lot of times it's literally I'm calling her up after just showing a house, and she's in the office and she's writing the contract up. Usually once we're on our contract, though, that's kind of where I take over. I do handle like all of our benzers, all of those negotiations, follow up, that kind of stuff. But it's a great team kind of set up because we just have each other's backs. You know, if one of us is busy doing something else, the other one can step in to get something done. So
yeah.
Anytime I need to write something custom, like an addendum or something, I do always run that by Jason just to make sure I didn't get too fancy, because a lot of people try to get really fancy on addendums, and you really have to keep it simple. So
That's right. That's right.
I call it the armchair attorney effect. I watch too many legal shows.
I was going to say, it sounds like Jason gets all the fun part of the job.
He does. Sometimes I don't get to meet our clients until well into the process, or even on the day of delivering keys. And that's my favorite part, is the people. So, but since we kind of have formed our own little team, that part has gotten better. So
I can see it already. Jason sends a text, right? Hey, the Smiths want to write on 123 Main Street. My part's done. I'm going to the links. I'm going to
kind of, yeah.
That might happen every now and then.
Uh-huh. So what? So the last few months, obviously, 3 to 4 months now, have been, a little strange, right? With the virus, the lockdown, all that. How did you, or what did you do during that time to make sure you were staying top of mind with your database?
I literally called every single past client. I wrote a note to every single past client. We emailed everybody. We sent them a postcard. I don't know. We just tried every method we could to reach out to people, make sure they were okay, make sure they knew we were here to help them with anything, even if it had nothing to do with real estate. Just because we care about our clients. I mean, it's a crazy, weird time, and everyone had different challenges with it. And so I think, especially if people were super isolated, I think it's really nice to know that someone's thinking about you and could help you out if you needed some Clorox wipes or whatever. And I definitely delivered those.
Do we deliver TP to anyone?
Yes.
I think we delivered toilet paper to a few people too.
Yeah.
So.
Got it. We were talking to somebody the other day, and I had an idea, but it's past now because, the toilet paper craze isn't as much. But I was thinking, wouldn't it have been cool to put like one little toilet paper roll in every picture of the listing, and you had to find the roll of toilet paper?
That's like an Easter egg hunt. That would be good.
That'd be kind of funny.
Where's the TP? Funny.
So now that we're, now that things have opened up a little bit more, right? They're allowing more people, I guess, to go to open houses and different things now. But you were talking about how hot the market is right now, and you're seeing a lot more people out. I guess tell me how crazy the market is right now, because it does seem like the nice homes, I mean, they're gone quick.
Yes. We had a recent listing in Chandler. We had 18 showings in the first day and a half.
Wow.
Multiple offers, under contract immediately, even a little bit of a higher end home. It took a while for that multiple offer situation to happen. March and April there weren't as many showings as we would have expected. But once May hit, it was like the virus never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I would say too, like the end of May just seemed kind of like the floodgates open, and next thing I know, I was, all over the valley showing houses to multiple buyers, and next thing I know, we had 4 contracts accepted in 3 days.
Wow.
It was pretty crazy. So
Our broker keeps teasing us about which area of the valley do we not go to.
Oh,
Just sees the contracts come in from every corner of the valley. So
yeah.
kind of funny.
Jason had to cancel all his tea times.
Yes. It was a busy few weeks there for sure.
Yeah.
So were you finding that when you're writing offers, were there multiple offers being made when you were writing offers?
Yes.
Of those 4 contracts, 3 were multiple offer situations that we were able to beat out other offers.
That was
Wow.
like the 29th of May to like the 2nd of June. We wrote 4 offers. 3 were in multiple bid situations.
Mm-hmm.
Got all 4 offers accepted. So it's definitely nice to have a little bit of experience where you have some tips and tricks of how to get an offer accepted, not necessarily by only just offering more money, but some other tools that you can use to make that happen.
Yeah.
Are you using or seeing a lot more escalation clauses?
Yes. On a few of those, we used an escalation clause, and haven't seen it as much on our listings, but people are using them more. Yes.
Yeah.
I would say though, like the most important thing though, honestly, is, and this was feedback from other agents, the most important thing is picking up the phone and calling.
Communication.
Not just sending the offer out, just picking up the phone and calling and say, hey, what is your seller looking for? What do they need? What's their timeline? Is there anything special they're looking at? It's my opinion, that goes just such a long way towards getting that other cross agent on your side to be advocating for you that, hey, these agents know what they're doing and they sound like they're going to be really easy to work with, which is the truth. We are easy to work with, but I think it's important to convey that right out of the gate before you even send the offer over.
You have to be careful telling people I'm easy.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great tip, to just pick up the phone and, speak to the agent. And yeah, definitely.
Well, I think if we make it, if you make it obvious that you are wanting to work together for the good of both sides, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
That goes a lot further than, like you're saying, you just get an offer, emailed over and there's hardly any communication.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what are you seeing? I know you mentioned before we got started here, you actually have you've seen an uptick in like relocations as well. So you want to share a little bit about that? Are people actually relocating here looking for primary residence? Are people coming out looking for second homes? What are you seeing?
I would say primarily primary homes. For the most part, that's what we're seeing now, much more than in the past. A lot of job relocations here. I mean, Phoenix has got a great job market, and homes here are still relatively affordable comparative to other parts of the country. So we're seeing a lot of people move from Washington, Colorado, California, Utah.
And then the usual suspects too. We're seeing a lot of like the Midwest, Chicago, and those kind of places too.
That's true. So. Yep, that's true as well.
And these are so job, not necessarily retiring out here, but job transfers and things. Okay.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that.
Well, and the fact that a lot of people are going to be working from home now, right? So some people may choose a warmer climate just because now they can work from their house. So they're just going to go wherever it is they want to go, whether that's Florida or Arizona or Texas, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we actually have two of the clients, a married couple that we're under contract, should be closing. We're supposed to close next month, but they're trying to move it up to close this month. That's exactly what happened with them. Is they both, for their company, they're basically both now on permanent work at home. So they could go anywhere in the country, and they're moving here from Colorado, but they could go anywhere in the country, and they decided to move here just because of proximity to Las Vegas, where they have family, California, where they have a sailboat. So this, like the cost of living here was just so attractive to them, and the affordability of our housing market, that they literally could have went anywhere in the country and they picked Phoenix. So.
Got it. So what about, you mentioned also that a lot of your business comes from referrals, right? So what are you doing on a regular basis or over the past few years to make sure that your clients keep you top of mind, to make sure that they know that you're looking for referrals? Kind of what's your best practices there, I guess?
We really hadn't made an overt effort on asking for referrals, but what has sort of naturally happened is a lot of especially our relocation clients, end up becoming friends of ours. Every year we have a big Thanksgiving, and at least half of the people are people that just moved here in August, September, October. We help them move into their house, and I look at them, I'm like, what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? And they're like, they shrug their shoulders like, we don't know, we don't have family, it's too short of a holiday to travel. And I'm like, well, you're coming over to our house. So it was just a natural part of taking care of somebody, right? They're new to town, they really could use to meet people. So over the last 4 or 5 years, that has happened organically. And so when they find out somebody's moving here or thinking about coming here, they send them our way. I mean, we literally have not asked any of those people to refer someone to us, but they naturally have. So now we're working on it a little bit more overtly, but really the natural tendency we have is to create friends out of clients. We spend time with them, we help them with something that's emotional and important, and it just kind of happens.
Yeah, just to kind of add on to that, like what Annette's saying, it's not something we purposely do. It just happens organically as we spend more time, especially on the buy side. You spend a lot of time showing houses. You really start to get to know someone, and I know Buffini preaches this. It's breaking bread with clients. So a lot of our clients were just afterwards were like, we really like you guys. Let's go. Would you like to go out and celebrate? Let's go have dinner and drinks to celebrate your new home. And then that leads to even a stronger relationship. And, it's not like we're going out to eat every night, but usually we probably could.
That was maybe the hardest part of the whole stay-at-home order.
Yeah, we literally had, when the stay-at-home order kicked in, we probably had like 5 or 6 past clients that we were supposed to go meet for dinner or drinks.
Oh, no.
And so we had to push all that stuff off. But
our own anniversary dinner got canceled.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Oh, no.
We
just had ours.
Back up again.
Yeah, my wife and I just had ours. It was the first time we went to a restaurant in like 2.5 months, but we were able to go. I guess it was a couple of weeks ago, first part of June. So
where'd you guys go to?
We live close to downtown Chandler, so we like the Hidden House.
I love the Hidden House.
Yeah. We just discovered that from a couple of past clients of ours actually took us there right before everything went crazy.
Yeah, we like it a lot. It's also, they also own the Brickyard.
Yeah.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I tried to go there, but I couldn't find it.
Couldn't find what?
It's hidden.
The Hidden House?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a good one, Joey. You're so funny.
You're slow, buddy.
Well, I just finished talking about the Brickyard. I thought you couldn't find the Brickyard?
Got it.
I got a big sign that says the Brickyard. You wouldn't even know where you're going if you got in downtown Chandler.
That's true. I live in downtown Phoenix, so.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny. Well, maybe you guys will get to have that celebration
Yes.
soon, right?
Yeah.
So we obviously need more listings, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? Are you having conversations with people that are considering listing, right? But they probably have this question of, well, if we sell, what are we going to buy? Are you hearing that much?
Yeah. A lot of our sellers are, we've got a seller right now who's older, and so she's moving in with family. We have some other sellers that are relocating back to another state, and we're sad to see them go. Downsizing, so just maybe moving into a condo or an assisted living, so not necessarily needing the same kind of space. But definitely we did have clients that were upsizing, so they had a home to sell, but they were able to borrow some money from family so they could make the purchase, move in, and then worry about the sell. So I guess some creative ways to get that done. And there are still homes for sale. There are still, it's not an emergency, the amount of inventory we have, but definitely you have to be ready to move quickly and to make a strong and solid offer to get the bid one for sure.
And those are the conversations we're having with people where they're, we have past clients there that we're thinking about selling, upsizing, but they want to go peek around the market a little bit. So we'll go show them a few homes so they can start to get an idea. But then we talk, it's good because we have those conversations of, I know, all this stuff is starting to look good, but if you guys are really serious, we need to get you with the lender and get you pre-qualified right away, because once we find the one that you like,
you gotta be ready.
You gotta be ready to pull the trigger. But that is one of the things we're finding is a lot of we have a few clients that are kind of, I wouldn't call them sitting on the fence. They're just waiting for timing to work out a little bit better so that they're ready to actually go into kind of that whirlwind of, because they do have to sell to buy. So, and we're telling them, we're not going to, it's going to be really tough to get you under contract unless
Yeah.
you're already through inspections, at least, probably appraisal too. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting market that we're in. So,
yes.
as far as the two of you, are you looking to grow the team at all? Or are you pretty satisfied with just how it works with the two of you going through the rest of this year?
Eventually, yes, we will add on to the team. We're still figuring out our new situation with our new brokerage, building a new website, those kinds of new and exciting things.
Yeah.
Eventually, we can tell that the amount of business we're doing right now with no advertising, that we're going to have to get some help. And so eventually we will. I taught school for 8 years, so I'm kind of a natural teacher anyway. So I kind of like that mentor role. So I think we would eventually be bringing on some buyer's agents to help us. And I'd love to kind of help people learn from our mistakes and our experience and pass that information along for sure to new people.
Yeah, definitely. And my last gig in the Navy, I was actually a helicopter rescue crew chief instructor at Camp Pendleton, and I was training Marines and sailors on H-1 Hueys. So that's kind of something in my blood, and that's near and dear to me too, is mentoring and teaching. And so that's definitely the goal, though. Keep growing and building, and eventually start bringing some people in for help and mentoring, and see if we can get something special going.
All right. Anything else you want to give? Any advice or anything to the agents before we get into the ring to the next segment here?
I think Jason said it really well earlier, and it's just communication. Communication is so important, and people want to text and email, which is great for little short messages, but honestly, picking up the phone or just a real conversation is just invaluable.
Absolutely.
And I would just say, especially any new agent starting out, or even someone who's been around for a little while but they're struggling, it's easy to fall into that trap where you're looking at escrows, or you're looking at a house, you're like, oh, I really, really need this, that sort of thing. And it's my advice is the relationship is more important than the sale, and it's always doing the right thing, what's right for the client. I can't tell you how many houses I've gone into where I could see them falling in love with the house because it was remodeled, and I'm looking at the AC falling apart, and I see some other telltale signs. My dad used to be in construction, so there's sometimes I can spot some things, and so and I'm like, I know I could just sit here and be quiet, and they're going to fall there because they're falling in love with this house. But the right thing to do is start pointing out, like, hey guys, here, I know this house looks beautiful, but see that 1950s electrical box.
Yeah.
You see, some of these little things hidden behind here, underneath, behind cabinets and behind the pretty stuff. There's potentially going to be some issues with this house. So just having that honest, open conversation, always doing the right thing. And the one thing my dad taught me that stuck with me my whole life, and any job I've ever done, is anything worth doing is worth doing right the first time. So
that's right.
Attention to detail, and just put the effort in, put the extra effort in. So
yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that, guys. Thanks so much for sharing your story and what's going on in your real estate world. So we definitely appreciate it. And we need to give a shout out to Sherry Griffin over at Security for getting you guys on here too.
Yeah,
so
Sherry.
Thank you, Sherry. All right, you guys ready to get in the ring?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. What do you think the reason is that many agents are not successful?
Communication, poor communication.
Yep, I agree.
Love it.
Yep.
How about the best advice anyone's ever given you? And Jason, you might have already given us that.
I think I jumped ahead. Yes, do the right thing and do it right the first time.
I was told very early in my real estate career to just take care of your client, and the bottom line would take care of itself. So it's kind of the same thought, really.
It's good.
Absolutely. How about your favorite mobile app? And it doesn't have to be real estate related.
Bomb.
That's
Bomb.
good.
Bomb.
We are brand new BombBomb users, and before I was doing video walkthroughs of homes for our out-of-state clients that weren't here obviously to see it, and I'd like video on my phone, then I'd come home and I'd have to download it, and then I'd have to throw it on YouTube because it was too big to email, and then I'd send them the link, and it took like forever. Now with BombBomb, I just straight from my phone.
Yeah,
It's
we
awesome.
got it. We got an investor from California under contract on Friday, multiple offer situation, and Jason was able to do the walkthrough, send him the video. And before Jason got back he was down in Maricopa, before he got back, I'd already written the contract and had it signed and submitted to the seller's agent.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's really cool. And mine, I would have to say right now, I'm kind of addicted to TikTok.
TikTok,
Really?
huh?
I might have to learn how to shuffle dance.
Watching all the dancing, huh?
Yeah.
You never know. You might get some leads from it.
Yep.
The people that are doing it, it's a little crazy.
How about a book recommendation?
We just read a great book that was actually written by our coach, and it's called Who's Driving Your Bus? The author is Kim Johnson, and it's really a look at your mindset and thinking and being aware of what emotion is taking over when you're reacting to whatever situation you're in. So we both had to do it. It's really great, but if I'm going off the rails, Jason will look at me and just ask me who my driver is, and I just want to, throw something at him. It's usually right. Like it makes you pause and think, like, what's really, driving my reaction here? What emotion am I letting be in charge? And it just kind of is an awareness, and it's great for mindset.
It is a really great mindset book. And then the other book that I'm not all the way through it yet, but I'm sure you've had a million other agents say the same thing, but the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Gary Keller, that has been so helpful for me because I handle most of our budgeting and stuff. So just some of his simple little concepts, red light, green light, has been fantastic for me to be able to, because I'm a very loyal person, and I feel bad. Some of the marketing strategies we tried, I'd feel bad to turn it off because I'm like, oh, this person, they're a nice person, and they're, I'm helping, they're provide for their income. But now just that, it's a better understanding now, having that mindset of okay, we gave it a shot. It's time for red light and to move on to something else, to try something else. So that's been
All
really
right.
good for me.
Sense.
All right. And I will, I guess one final question from the mask.
This is beautiful. What is that, velvet?
So after, post pandemic and all that, if you guys could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
Let you go first.
I've actually got a dream vacation, and it's just to Hawaii, but I would love to just run a big house in Hawaii, have all of my family come and stay there, and just chill on the beach and have a Mai Tai. And
There you go.
That sounds good too. I want to do that one.
You want to go to that one?
You're invited.
Yeah, I want to go to that one. We've been talking about it for years, and I'd really like to go on one of the European river boat cruises.
Oh.
Where they do kind of some of the wine tasting and stuff like that, because I've never been to Europe, and that just seems like a really neat way to get to see a nice section of it and have fun doing it at the same time. Yeah.
They both sound fun.
Yeah.
We did the rent a house. We went to Kauai. It was for one of our daughter's 16th birthdays. So, and it was us and Terry's mom and so my wife's mom and all that. But yeah, it was great because we were 5-minute walk straight down to the beach, a full house, with a pool and all that. So it was great.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys for being on here. We truly appreciate you sharing your story and
Yes.
what's going on in real estate right now.
Sure.
So we will make sure to tell Sherry thank you so much as well.
Absolutely.
And we wish you guys all the best as things are starting to open up.
Yes.
And agents, until next time, we'll see you later.
That's right. Adios.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much, okay?
Yep.
That's awesome. Great advice. You gotta definitely try to do that.